welcome back to the channel. I am Jay, and today we're going over DreamHacks Dallas hype. This is the hype show, guys. I have a whole very organized paper here about this. This is the schedule, guys. This is the schedule. I tried to film this outside, but it's so hot outside. I love the heat, but my gosh. Talking about the heat is coming. This weekend is DreamHacks, and I can't wait. I will be having watch parties over on Twitch. I don't know if I'll have drops, but it don't matter. I'm still streaming and having a good time watching some Halo. Anyways, I think the most exciting thing I want to talk about first and foremost is the new teams that have arrived in HCS. We have lost a few teams along the way. Navi, Sentinels, we lost a while ago in a galaxy far, far away. We lost a lot of teams, guys. But don't worry. We have gained more new teams. And guess who's back and back again? It's Team Envy. Team Envy is back. Roll the clip. Let's see that awesome clip Team Envy made to showcase their new team. All right, so as the video says, it's Precision, Descendant, Piggy, Yaxon, and their coach, Nick Lavid. I am very excited for this squad. A note, Tashi did say in a tweet that it's possible they're working on getting the Envy skins back, the armor coatings. I don't know if that means anything to you, but if it does come back, that would be cool. Although I'm pretty set on how my Spartan looks now, obviously. I rock the Navi 2025 coating. It's very, very rare. What what coatings do you rock? I know some of you guys could care less about coatings, but honestly, I think it's cool. Anyways, the next team is Amit Halo. No more fries in the bag. Hus? I guess that's what they said in the tweet. But the team is Collect, Hus, Ezo, and Mortally. Another exciting thing to keep on an eye for. And then the next team, this is funny. We all know about Luminion Gaming. I mean, I do now after that whole margarita pizza situation. Well, hopefully this new roster won't need a margarita pizza because their new roster is Diagram, Envied. It says Jurizo, maybe it's Hurizo. I don't know how to say their gamer tag, but I'm excited. And then Neuronical. I will say, I do think this team will be better than the last team. It's possible. I'm a little familiar with Diagram and stuff. I think they could make pool play. This is a pretty awesome team. I'll have to check out the other players. I can't wait to see how they play in DreamHacks. Another little side note is, not side note, but I also want to show you from this cool tweet to kind of put in perspective of where we're kind of going at. I think HCS is doing really well. And when I say doing well, I think they're doing better than they have the past past 2 seasons, whatever. We lost a few teams, we got new teams back. But as a big HCS Halo fan here, I'm really happy to show you the HCS Intel tweet. Let me share I'm going to share with you their tweet and their profile if you want to go follow them. But here is the list that they showed of all the Halo esports that joined in 2025. If there's any more teams that's not on that list, share with them in the comments down below. I don't want to miss a thing. So yeah, moving on. The prize pool for DreamHacks is $150,000. How it's going to be distributed, I'm not sure. We'll find out Sunday, Championship Sunday. And tell me why you think it's Optic or Shopify. I'm just kidding. Next up, I want to look into the Scrims. I think the Scrims is interesting. I have some handy dandy notes here. Now, I made these notes a few days ago, so it might not be completely correct. So that's why I was looking at all the Scrims. Let's check out the Scrims real quick. All right, so here's the most recent Scrims. We're going to talk a little bit about SSG here. SSG is a hot topic right now. We have such high expectations for these players. I mean, the roster and SSG are all incredible. World champions from different rosters coming together and playing as one team. And like we just set the bar so high for these players that when they like kind of don't exceed our expectations or are underperforming, we're just like, what the is happening? I think it's like it's tough. I think it's tough to be a pro and having like that pressure on you, but like King J says in his tweets before he goes live, is pressure's a privilege. And I really hope that SSG can scrape up whatever's like poor communication, maybe whatever's happening in their gameplay. I don't know. I'm not on SSG. None of us are. So hopefully I love that team. I really want to see them do better. I mean, we're talking about a top 4 team here. So I just hope they, on the subject of SSG, I was in Lucid's stream the other day and he said, and he seemed pretty optimistic, and he was like, we're so close with figuring out on how to be on the same page with each other. Sometimes they just miss it by a little bit, or they just don't get that missing piece of the puzzle. And it's just like, I think they're just slowly trying to figure out that missing piece, and they're very close. He says they're close. So I really hope that's true. Because I like, the better the competition, the better Halo it is. I want every team to shine. I want every match to be so hard. It's so fun to watch. I don't want to see the same team playing in grand finals, tournament after tournament, major, whatever. Like, it gets boring. I don't want to see just Shopify and Optic every single grand finals. I want to see a little spiciness. Like, if I could see SSG, if I could see FaZe, if I could see Nemesis, I just want to see it be more interesting. So I'm cheering for all of these teams. I'm cheering for SSG to figure it out. So that's what I'm really excited for in regards to SSG. But you can see, like, when you like look at their scrims, if you take a look, so they're a 55% win rate. You take a look at their scrims and stuff, the stats here. I think the big thing I focus on is like, who are they losing to and by how many? Like, you see here, they played against Shopify and they only won once out of 16 games. They lost against TSM, which is a little bit concerning, but it's just scrims. However, when you have teams that you're losing against, like TSM and stuff, you don't want to, if you want to get like place 3rd, 4th, even if that's where you're going or headed, you got to be able to beat those teams, on LAN. So I think they can beat anybody if they, like, there was one game where they played so good. It was on, I've mentioned this before, it was on Origin, Capture the Flag, and they were playing like the team that I want them to play like, but they don't play like that all the time. But I really wish they did, because if they brought in the heat and they communicated better or whatever, I think SSG they have so much potential. That's their scrims and stuff. You can see, like, they lost to like Optic here. They haven't beat Optic once. They haven't beat Shopify once, but they have been going back and forth with like FaZe Clan. Like, they'll beat FaZe Clan here, they'll beat FaZe Clan here, but then they'll lose to FaZe Clan here. And then I think before that they even tied right here. So yeah. So it's kind of like, I feel like if, let's say it's Optic and Shopify go to grand finals, if that's the top 4 power teams that's going into the top 4, who's beating whom? FaZe versus SSG? I don't know. Like, it's like, I think it could go either way. I really do. It's hard to say. I also feel like no one's really been talking that much about FaZe. So I don't know. I'm really curious to see. This weekend is like all up in the air for me. I have no idea. I have like an idea, but I don't have an idea. You know what I mean? It's Halo Infinite. I don't know how these teams are gonna. I guess what I'm trying to say is, I feel like anything can happen. It's like FaZe and SSG are like a wild cards to me. They can either play phenomenal or just lose to each other. I don't know. So all right. So the next team I kind of like made some notes on is Complexity. This is another team I've been kind of like curious about. It's the return of Sparty McFly and Spartan the dog. Big fan of him. It's been a rough start for them, like Complexity. They've been having a lot of issues. They're not really where they probably want to be in the brackets and stuff, especially at Arlington. They placed 11th with Huss, Precision, Sparty, and Mental. So after that, they made some roster changes, and that kind of made a domino effect of, different roster changes. That and also Piggy's team. Piggy's team kind of fell apart, and there was like all that little drama. If you want to watch drama, or learn more about like the daily drama intel, you gotta go. Everybody here knows Tony. Why not be Tony? He has all of those. Like his channel's perfect if you're interested in the daily HCS insight report. So love Tony, big fan. He'll be casting or analyzing for LVT Halo this weekend, and LVT has a really good spot in DreamHacks, so I'm really excited for him and for that LVT crew. Shout out Tony and LVT. But the new roster for Complexity is Spartan, Cherished, Avicii, and Mental. That's the new team. But I don't know if their team really is going to be doing any better than before, truthfully. So let's take a look at their scrims real quick. Like right here, you see, I've seen them go 0 and something against Optic, Shopify. So like getting 3 wins here is good, right? That's good. Maybe they're doing a little better than before, actually. I would say that my thoughts are, I think this roster potentially is a little bit better than the team before, but at the same time, I'm not sure they're still going to be where they want to be, So I don't know. I'm going to talk about Team Nemesis here. Let's go. All right, Team Nemesis is right here. I'm pretty sure they're doing a current scrim right now. It's really hard to tell by who Team Nemesis plays. Like, okay, so they're 64% win rate, but who are they playing? Yeah, they have some scrims occasionally against like Shopify, maybe TSM, maybe Optic, but they're in our European teams, so the time zones and all that. So they predominantly play those European teams like Zero, Tenacity. All right, so this Nemesis squad, in my notes, I say this team I'm very excited for. We saw them shake up Optic in Arlington, and it got dark for Optic. Literally, the lights went out. No pun intended. They almost create a story like no other. I can't wait to see them in action in Dallas. If you look at their scrims, it's mostly EU teams, as I said. We know they are a EU team, so the time zone is probably weird. It probably hurts them a bit, though, with the time zone, seriously. So they predominantly scrim, as you can see here, Zero Tenacity, BH3 Esports. We have a few... they lost to Envy, which is very interesting. Then you have Shopify Rebellion that they lost to. They beat FaZe here. That might have been Arlington, though, with those dates. I really don't remember the dates to Arlington. It feels like forever ago. Really. Either way, like, let's look at the pool play. We need to get to pool play. Please. I could ramble on and on and on here about scrims and stuff. Let's look at the pool play. Now, this is what I'm most excited for, okay? My predictions. That's right. I'm not a professional, as you guys know. I'm an amateur here. I just love watching Halo. So everything I ever say, take it with a grain of salt. And also sports journalism, like I said, it's fun. It's fun to just talk and get people talking and just build up the scene. Cheer each other on. So yeah, this is it. DreamHacks Dallas. Day 1, Friday, May 23rd, 2025. FaZe versus Cloud9. Who am I going for? I'm thinking FaZe, guys. Let's be real. I'm sorry. Just based on like scrims and stuff, and FaZe was they came out of Arlington 3rd. I think FaZe is going to be a top 4 team again. So that's what I'm thinking, and I'm sticking with it. FaZe takes Cloud9 here. Moving on to Nemesis versus Omit. Now remember, the Omit roster is with Kulect, Huss, Ezo, and Mortally. I'm so sorry. I hate to admit this, but I actually think Nemesis is going to beat Omit. I think Nemesis, actually, if you look at the pool play, like, let me pull up that pool play real quick. This is the pool play. You have Pool A, Optic, TSM, Gen G. You have Shopify Rebellion in Pool B, Nemesis, Omit. All right. Then you have FaZe, Cloud9, Zero Tenacity in Pool C, and in Pool D, Space Station Gaming, Envy, and Complex D. What I'm trying to say, we were on the topic of Nemesis versus Omit. I think Nemesis is going to beat Omit. However, I'm saying this now, and I'm going to preface this. If Space Station Gaming they never played against Nemesis in Arlington. And I'm going to tell you right now, I think if Nemesis somehow played Space Station Gaming, I think Nemesis is going to beat them. I really do. I really want to see Nemesis versus Space Station Gaming. I mean, Nemesis played so well against Optic Gaming and set Arlington into a storyline like no other. It was a beautiful thing. But at the end of the day, it came out the same as I thought it would. Optic, Shopify, FaZe, SSG. That's really where I was ballparking that. However, I actually originally thought it was going to be Optic, Shopify, SSG, and FaZe, so I got the SSG and FaZe wrong. But yeah, that's pretty much ballpark. It's just Nemesis made it a more fun story along the way, but all of the lights went out. So that's kind of where I was going with this. If somehow Space Station Gaming and Nemesis played, I do think if that happened, I think I would go for Nemesis beating SSG. I do. I'm going to stick with it. If it happens in Dallas, I'm going to be excited. I don't know if it will. How the brackets will end up. The brackets tell the story. If that's the story, I can, and I hope it happens. Anyways, let's go back to the pool play. Or this is the pool play, but like, who plays who? Okay, bear back. All right, we're back on this page where it tells us the times of when they play who. Next up, so we have FaZe beating Cloud9, Nemesis beating Omit, and then SSG versus Envy. This is where it gets tricky. However, I'm going to say it right here. I think SSG is going to win their pool play. So I'm going to say SSG beats Envy. I'm cheering for SSG, guys. I think SSG has and will be the team that comes out of their pool play. So SSG, I'm cheering for you. Anyways, TSM versus Gen G. This is actually interesting. Okay, let me think. All right, I thought about it and I looked at the scrims and I think I'm going to go for TSM on this one. I think TSM is going to beat Gen G. They're beating some pretty good teams in scrims and stuff, so I'm going to bank for them taking out Gen G in that round. All right, now we're moving down. So far, FaZe is beating Cloud9, Nemesis beating Omit, Space Station beating Envy, TSM beating Gen G. Who do I think will FaZe? FaZe versus Zero Tenacity. I don't know. These European teams are pretty solid. I will say I think Nemesis is obviously the power team in Europe. Second would be Zero Tenacity. So I'm gonna say FaZe beats Zero Tenacity here. Moving on, Shopify's being omitted. I'm sorry. It's tough. I think I can't. Oh man, I don't know. Shopify is just so good. The only team that can currently beat them is Optic Gaming. And until some other team proves us otherwise in scrims or in a series, I don't know. I just, any team they play that's not Optic, I'm going to say Shopify is going to win. Anything could happen though. Anything could happen. All right, so moving down, Optic versus TSM, I'm gonna go with Optic Gaming. I'm gonna say Optic is gonna go to grand finals. I do. I could see Optic winning again, guys. Let's be real here. I will say, this is gonna sound crazy. Okay. If there was a team not going to grand finals out of some weird, crazy thing that happened, I think it's Optic. I think Optic knows how to clutch up in grand finals. They proved it to us. I think at any given moment, Shopify and Optic, they're 50-50. They're coin toss. I think either one team could beat the other anytime, any day. It's just who wants it more kind of thing. Or who just, clutches the moments and plays really well and does perfect Halo really to beat the other team. But based off Nemesis, Optic had to work 10 times harder in Arlington to win. They played more Halo they played a lot of Halo to get to grand finals, and it was very impressive, but that didn't happen with Shopify. Shopify had a better, more flawless journey to grand finals than Optic. So I think if Optic and Shopify, if one of those teams didn't make it to grand finals, I'm gonna unfortunately say Optic. I know that sounds crazy. However, if it comes to grand finals, sounds even crazier. If it comes to grand finals and it's Optic Gaming and Shopify Rebellion, I think Optic can actually win. Isn't that crazy? I just think I don't know. It's just really weird. Optic is like this team that is like so incredibly good, but a team like Nemesis can shake them up, and I don't think that can happen to Shopify. I think the only team that can shake up Shopify is Optic. Isn't that weird? Anyways, that's just my thoughts on the grand finals scheme of things. It's just, what are your guys' opinions? Who's going to grand finals to you? Who's winning day one here? These are my predictions for the day one of Dallas, Friday, May 23rd. Here we have Envy versus Complexity. I'm going for Envy. I think Envy's beating Complexity. I don't know. I'm sorry, Complexity. I hope you guys do better, and I hope this new squad helps you get further than what you did before. But you know, it's time for some teams that just haven't been doing well, or maybe you're not where you want to be. It's time to show everybody what you're made of, and I can't wait to see what you're made of in DreamHacks, because like, prove the naysayers wrong, prove me wrong, prove yourself right. I can't wait. DreamHacks is gonna be fun. Let's wrap up this video. I've been all over the place, but it's really just fun to just chill, talk about Halo. I love it. So let's wrap this up. All right, so I hope you like my rambling of what I think is going, like just a little bit of updates with the new rosters, Envy, Omit, Lumium Gaming. There's other teams I probably didn't even mention that are new to HCS or a new roster and they're back. It's just it's exciting to kind of see new teams come in, whether they're bigger or smaller. All are welcomed here. The more the better. I love HCS. I want to see it thrive. So hopefully we keep going in that direction, and I'm gonna keep making videos and having a good time while doing it. I just love HCS stuff, and I do watch a lot of scrims. I like, as you can see, I write a lot of notes, and I really try to organize myself for making fun videos. But at the end of the day, I hope you enjoy them, and I'm really, really excited for this weekend. Anyways, this is my final prediction, my final hurrah. Let's say top 4. Who are we thinking is going to be top 4? This is really hard for me to say, but I actually think it's going to be Shopify, Optic. Oh shoot, man, I don't know. This is so hard, guys. I don't know. I don't know. let me redo this. Cut. All right, I'm trying to end this video. Top 4. Who's gonna be the top 4 for DreamHacks Dallas? I want to put Nemesis in there so bad. I do. But I'm going to follow my gut and say it's Optic, Shopify, SSG, and then FaZe. It's the same predictions I had for Arlington, I know, but you know what? I'm gonna roll with it. Anyways, who do you think is taking top 4? And honestly, share your opinions on anything. Anything we discussed here. And anyways, see you somewhere this weekend. I'll be streaming it on Twitch, and if you don't see me on Twitch, I'll see you somewhere in the comments watching Halo or something. I don't know. Anyways, thank you guys for being here. I hope you have a great day. This weekend is going to be so exciting. Also, I went to the dentist earlier, so I feel a little loopy. So, woo! Anyways, have a great day. I'll see you in the next video. We're gonna do a lot of analyzing stuff once DreamHacks is over and stuff, and maybe some more Take the Series. I don't know, but there's gonna be a lot to talk about after this event. a lot of things are going to come in place from this event, this being the third LAN. It's not a major, but it's important for LAN placements and kind of seeing where teams are and if any new changes need to happen. Anyways, I am finally signing out. Thank you for watching the video, and I will see you in the next HCS J Tracer rants video. Talks. Anyways, Jay is out.